At the crack of dawn on April 11th, my mom and I got on a plane for a short trip to visit, for the first time ever, the University of California, Irvine, the college I'll be attending this fall. I've committed to UC Irvine to study theater directing, digital filmmaking, and dramatic writing, but I've never actually seen the campus due to a cute little travel issue called COVID-19. On paper, UCI was the perfect school, perfect program, every box was checked, but you really can't feel the energy of a place and if you belong there until you see it in person. That 40-minute drive was a time for my doubts and fear of leaving everything behind in Ohio and moving to California to pursue what most people would call an impossible and even crazy profession, to manifest into a deep pit in my stomach. I felt like if I didn't like the campus, if California didn't feel right, this career might not be the right fit either. But maybe that worrying was a bit dramatic. I loved it as soon as I stepped on campus. So, meet my new best friend Peter the Anteater. We spent the early afternoon walking around campus. Mesa Court, the arts and humanities dorms, felt like a collegiate summer camp, with 29 mid-century modern dorm buildings spread out behind 3 big city-like towers filled with fitness centers, dining halls, and more dorming options. Next we went for about a 10-minute walk from Mesa Court to where a giant park shaped like a circle acts as the heart of campus. Welcome to Outchurch Park. While trying to get some epic B-roll shots, an adorable food delivery robot drove in front of us, followed by some poor fella trying to race down their meal. We walked from the humanities side of the park to the top of the hill on the other side and looked out over the entire park. A group of tween boys rolled up on the hill on motorized bikes, swearing every other word and putting on a big show for the college students. When they took out their skateboards and started to ride down the massive hill, it reminded me of my childhood. In my neighborhood growing up, there was a huge hill next to my house, and all the kids on the street would ride down it together on their skateboards, bikes, and tricycles. Feeling extra nostalgic, I pulled out my journal to document how I felt about the campus and the kids. My fear in the car that had been growing over the last few months during college applications was finally laid to rest. Looking out over the park, I didn't feel guilt or resentment for leaving my hometown. I felt like I had gotten everything out of it that I could, and that I can feel peace now with moving on and into a new stage of my life. And that meant it was time to celebrate. The sun finally came out as we walked to our car and drove to the University Center to get lunch and to get our last glimpses of campus before heading to Palm Springs. Food time! So here, ladies and gents, we have 2 burgers from In-N-Out, which Steak and Shake is better, and nothing can change my mind, but we're in California, so it fell in my hair. So, we had to get In-N-Out. So that's that on that. Thank you very much. As we drove out of Irvine and onto the desolate highway, I considered what I loved about the campus. A fear I had about staying in Ohio is that my comfort and knowledge of the area would hold me back from having to truly put myself out there to build connections. I've seen Columbus, Delaware, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton. I've pretty much seen it all. There's nothing new and inspiring there for me. What I adored about Irvine is that every different area of the 1,400 acres of campus felt like a completely different place, with endless paths, buildings, and randomly placed Peter the Anteater stickers to explore. I knew I would never feel like I'm staring at the same thing every day. I felt like there's inspiration for a story in every part of campus and every new part of the city I've never seen.
And you'd never know we were in cloudy weather all day. You'd never know.
Amidst a wind and sandstorm in Palm Springs, we arrived at our Airbnb house. It had been a long and exhausting day, but happy. Everything felt like I was right where I was supposed to be the whole day, and I never had a single doubt after we passed the Welcome to UC Irvine sign. As for the rest of the night, we stayed inside and watched the sunset over the mountains and decided to go to bed early and prep for the exciting ventures of the rest of our trip.